welcome to the channel. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. Now today's video is a bit of a time sensitive one. I wasn't going to make this video today, as you know I just uploaded a review yesterday. However, with the time sensitive nature and the importance of this, I do need to get this out today. So I thought sit down, and I initially wasn't even going to review these watches. I unboxed them a couple of weeks ago I think, and they weren't due for the review just yet. I keep saying I've got a backlog, but I had a conversation with 54watch shortly after I did the unboxing. So let's give you some background on that. So I wanted to discuss a potential discount code that people can use once they view the review on my channel. So we got talking, and long story short, 54watch, the sales manager, wanted to do something quite special. They wanted to do a sort of promotion, and it just started from talking about the discount codes. So we got discussing, and we were just talking about the best. Well, they were recommending the price they want to give off with this discount code or promotion, and to be honest, you know, as you'd expect companies to do, they were being kind of stingy when it came to it, offering really small discounts. So we got talking, and I broke them down, and we finally got to an agreement. So 54watch have just launched a special discount code which will give you $40 off. Now that's a huge discount coming from a brand or a company or whatever. So what you need to do is look within the description. If you are interested in purchasing this watch, look within the description. The link is to the actual website, and of course I'll link the code, which is 2020Xmas, right? So once you put that code in on the website, you'll get $40 off. Now you'll get $40 off each and every item that you purchase. So in front of me I've got the two 62Mas homages from 54watch, which I did in the unboxing. I've got the green one to my right, and I've got the one in black to my left. Now these watches are on sale for $259, which is approximately £191. Now with that discount code applied, 2020Xmas, what you'll get is the new price for this would be £162 or $219, and that's for either or. When I say that this green one's out of stock, this was the version 1 and this was the version 2. Now you can also get the stainless steel version with the stainless steel bracelet, and that is at $289 or £214, and after that $40 deducted, it's at $184 or $249. So let's go over to the website, let's see how that works, and let's just check the code is working. So here we are on the 54watch.com website. Now it's important that you get the right website, because this does not work on the number 54watch.com. This only works on the spelt 54watch.com. Now once you go onto the website, you can choose any watch that you like. This code applies to all, and as you can see in my cart, I've got the black one, I've got a green one which is no longer in stock, and I've got the black one with the stainless steel bracelet. Now you can see the prices there. Now you can see the code here, 2020Xmas applied, and just have a look at the discount. That's $120. So that code is applied to each and every watch, every item, rather than it being a total discount. Now what makes this video time sensitive is that the code is only valid for a specific time. The code actually is only valid from December 17th to December 31st. So right, okay, they're giving us a sale, you know, they're taking $40 off. So where does this bring this watch in the pricings? Now initially in the unboxing, a few people did mention that the price, it is a touch overpriced. It has priced itself away from the competition slightly. So to bring that into some sort of perspective, the Heimdallr sits at £140 and the San Martin sits at $185 with the full spec option. Now with the discount just on the waffle strap, this sits somewhere in between at £162. I think that's a fantastic price. With the stainless steel, this sits at $184, so just at San Martin level. Now of course, if you're one of those guys that wants that fully refined, that modern interpretation of that 62Mas homage, then San Martin, you know, it's unarguable. They've got the best bracelet, so you will have that plus, right? But with the 62Mas, with this particular version, as I mentioned in the unboxing, that's not this watch's purpose, right? If that makes sense. So this is going to be for those hardcore enthusiasts that grew up around this particular watch and this particular model, so it weighs or it means that much more to them, because 54watch have tried to stay true to the original 6217-8000 with this model. So let's start the review. Yes, we're 5 minutes in. Now let's talk about the dimensions. So the case diameter for this watch is 37 millimeters, the lug to lug 46 millimeters, and the thickness of the watch sits at 13.8. The lug width is 20 millimeters. The overall weight of the watch with the waffle strap is 86.6 grams. And that is pretty spot on when comparing it to the original, with just a 0.8 difference on the thickness. Now let's look at the specifications of the watch. You've got a aluminium bezel insert, you've got a 120 click unidirectional bezel, you've also got a single dome sapphire crystal with no AR coating. The watch runs a Seiko Epson NH35 movement, which is a 24 joule hacking and winding movement, which beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour and gives you a sweep of 6 ticks per second. You've also got 200 meters of water resistance, a screw down crown, and 2 years warranty by 54watch. So you can see the watch is spec'd really well. It does fit in with what we are getting with the current value for money from the other brands that we see on AliExpress. Now, of course, this being a homage to the 62Mas, you've got that traditional 62Mas style dial. You've got applied baton hour markers with a silver frame. You've got a framed date window at 3 o'clock. You've got printing on the dial, so you've got a printed minute track that goes all the way around the dial, and you've got printing at the 12 o'clock which says 54, and at the 6 which says automatic, water 200 proof, and the 200 being in red. The lume applied on the dial is C3 Super Luminova as per the description on 54watch. Now, how does that differ against the green dial variant? I mentioned this is version 1, so you've got the 2 Fs at the 12 o'clock printed with red, and you've got automatic 200 meters as per version 2, but the main difference on the dial is that the applied hour markers, they do have really poor lume, and which is why they upgraded to the version 2. Let's switch it back to the black dial so we can look at the hands. Of course, it's 62Mas style handset, loomed baton hands, and you've got that seconds hand with that rectangle at the top, so you know, in line, paying homage to the 62Mas. And with the green dial variant, you've got a red seconds hand which does match the red lettering present at the 12 and the 6. Now this should give you a better representation of what I'm talking about when we do compare the loop. On the top or on the right hand side, depending on which you have rotated it, you'll see that the version 1 has got pretty poor applied loop, very dull, patchy. Now I compared that to the one on the left, that is the new and improved model, and you can see it's C3 Super Luminova, and it's on the dial, hands, and you've got just a duller pip on the bezel insert. Now this is without the UV lamp, and this is just from the natural, well not natural, the LED light that I've got here recording, and that's how this dial has picked it up. Now let's compare that when we do put the UV lamp on. Now, as I've mentioned, the UV lamp doesn't always give you an accurate indication of how good a watch is in terms of the lume. So the lume, again, which was a really poor one, it looks very well lit up, but of course that'll over time fade a lot quicker. But you can see the lume on the left, it does shine brighter than the one on the version 1. So we can clearly see they have definitely improved something which definitely needed it. Now the watch uses a single dome sapphire crystal, no AR coating, which, as you will agree, gives great visibility of the dial. We don't really need it. The sapphire crystal is slightly protruding, no doubt to homage the bubble glass of the 62Mas. Now the bezel on this first version was absolutely poor. You can see I'm struggling pretty bad. It sounds awful, and it's just a pain to turn. It's got so many hot spots, it's getting stuck. I don't know if you could do with some, I don't know, taking apart and putting it back together, but I'm glad they did fix it on this black version, the version 2. You can see minimal effort, and it is rotating really nice, very accurate, very minimal playback, if any. I couldn't feel any playback on this. Lines up perfectly, and you've got a aluminium bezel insert. Now I like the fact that they went with the aluminium bezel insert. It gives it that retro, that vintage look. Now you can see as I turn to the side, look how thin the rim of the actual bezel is. Again, in line with the original 6217. So it is quite thin, but I'm glad the version 2 works really well, and the aluminium bezel insert is definitely a plus for me. Now the case for the 62Mas is a very simple case. So you've got circular brushing on the A face of the watch and around the lug tips. Now when you turn the watch on its side, you've got a very high polished flat side, and you've got drilled lugs, which is always a bonus to have, and you've got a nice signed crown with the FF logo. I don't mind signed or unsigned, to be honest. And then the crown itself is a good size, gives you good grip. It's got good finishing and detail on there. Now the case back does have really nice detailing. You've got the specifications around the actual case back, and what you have here is this kind of pirate ship logo. You've got a wave pattern, but you can also see circular brushing on the case back. Now the watch comes supplied with these rubber silicone waffle straps, and you've got a silver safety buckle which is signed with 54 logo. The polishing on the buckle is nice, and the silicone strap themselves are very comfortable. For reference, I have this watch on my wrist. It's a 6.5-inch wrist. The dimensions of the watch are perfectly proportionate to smaller wrist sizes, so you know, it's finally a watch for the smaller wristed guys, but also of course it'll fit and look good on guys with bigger wrists. Yes, they do a stainless steel version, but because I don't have it and I can't really comment on that. In the pictures, the bracelet looks okay, but with bracelets, you do really need to see them in the flesh to make the final judgment. But so far, very pleased with this watch, and you can see it looks really nice on the wrist. The lug to lug is perfect, fits right in the center, and you know, overall, good looking watch. So what are my final thoughts on this 62Mas homage by 54watch? You know what, I really do like what they've done. It's about time we had more enthusiastically created watches. So this has been looked at truly from the eye of an enthusiast, someone who appreciates the original model. As mentioned, 54 went for a 1:1 copy and they bought the original case. So that means the watch isn't overly refined. You know, they're using an aluminium bezel insert. You know, you don't get the flashiness that you get from, let's say, a San Martin. So the people that do like the updated look, yes, go for the San Martin and the Heimdallrs. But for the guys who want that vintage and authentic appeal, 54 is the watch for you. The proportions are the USP for this watch. They're the best thing about it. You know, the usual 62Mas homages are oversized. The lug to lug is at 50mm, quite long, but I really do love what they've done with this, and I think it does tick all the boxes. But for that particular enthusiast with that, you know, who wants that true homage, you know, so I like that they've stuck to that and they've tried to keep it as original as possible. Now it's worth mentioning, yes, they do want to make a new version and they're looking at some improvements. The main improvement being that they're looking for a better domed sapphire crystal. Once they get that in there, I think the watch will be more or less perfect. Remember to check out their website and use that promo code. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next review.